Hi, I'm the nerd. Welcome to the sweet, sweet podcast.
Hello, everybody. My name is Crimson Penguin, and welcome to an episode of Nerd is the Word podcast.
He's fierce, he's mean. His name is Darren Shock Prime.
D-God.
He won't tolerate no bullshit. He knows the facts.
He's
trying to stump him, and he'll stomp you out.
He knows the earth
You
is
think you're a
round.
fire, and you're just a flat-ass bitch.
That's
Rendition of an intro for
That's Darren's intro.
I don't know, mate. You tell me. Tell me I don't sound like
Oh my God,
Dick
here we
Van
go.
Dyke. I swear to God.
Van Dyke.
Darren, you tell me. Dick Van Dyke. Papa, it's Papa. Today, we'll be talking about all sorts of shit. Sweet, sweet Marvel stuff, Star Wars, gaming, Red Dead, and all the great. What other great stuff do we have, Paul?
We look good, and we sound good.
Have you watched the latest movie on Netflix, Bird Box?
Oh, the wonderful Bird Box that everybody won't shut up about.
Really?
I have not seen it.
I've watched it.
Me and Tabby scrolling through Netflix here and there, and we see that come up, and we're like, oh, should we watch it? And then we're like, nah. And we just kind of carry
No,
on.
don't bother. It's a load of shit.
I've seen online people are pretty half and half with it. Like, people say it's shit. People are like, oh, it's really good.
I hate movies like that. It's like lazy lazy filmmaking and lazy writing. It's basically, it offers no explanation for anything. And I know what people would say. It's like, well, you've got to use your imagination. And it's like, well, if I want to use my imagination, I wouldn't go and bloody watch a movie. I'd go and read a book.
That's like,
Isn't movies a visual medium?
yeah, visual representation of something else.
Yeah, why should I need to use my imagination? It's like, goddamn, explain what the movie's about. Explain where they come from. Show them. You know what I mean? I just think it's such lazy writing and such lazy filmmaking.
So I haven't seen it.
I hate movies like that.
And I'm not really fussed if it's spoiled or whatever, because I'm probably never going to watch it.
There's
anytime
nothing to
soon.
spoil, mate. If you've watched the trailer, you've watched the movie.
Because like usually when people say use your imagination, usually when they say that they're usually talking about like something happens and then they go off and God knows what the hell is gonna happen next, and that's when the movie ends, and it's like, well, what happens next? And that's when people are all like, oh, use your imagination.
Yeah,
and shit.
that's not the case in this movie. That's not the case in this movie. That's the whole movie. It's like, where did they come from? What are they? What do they look like?
And I feel stupid.
What is their motives? Why are they doing this?
'Cause
And it's like, there's nothing.
I thought it was a TV show on Netflix, not a fucking movie. I just found that out today. It was a movie.
What did you think of the monsters in Bird Box, Donnie?
What-
What did you think
what-
about the looks?
Oh, the shadow that creeped up like a old Disney movie. I don't know. You know, that could be anything. That could be. It's the end of times, biblical. It could be aliens. It could be interdimensional monsters. It could be anything. Have you ever seen the movie The Happening with Mark Wahlberg, where the trees
Yeah.
create pheromones?
Yeah.
And that's basically what this was, except for the trees didn't use mentally ill patients to go pull people out so the pheromones could spread over them. I don't even know. It's crazy.
Well, what did you think of the motives of the monster?
What's their motive? There was no question that was answered. in that movie.
What did you think about the explanation of where they came from?
There was no explanation of anything.
Exactly.
Aaron. What do you not get, motherfucker?
Exactly.
It's a movie about people, and this lady goes, "Mom, come back. Your mom's been dead for years." Who in their right mind? Oh, my mom's dead. Let's go get in this fucking car that's on fire and just burn it alive. You know, it doesn't make no sense.
No,
The
like I
movie
said
was-
before, it was lazy writing and lazy filmmaking. And people
They
would
didn't
say,
take the
well, you've
time
got
to
to
make a
use your
better ending.
imagination. And it's like, well, if I want to use my imagination, I'll read a book. I won't watch a movie, which is a visual medium.
It's not supposed to be like faith, is it? Like, you're supposed to have faith in what you
Don't
believe
know, that's
is
the point.
thing.
That's the point I was trying
No,
to make.
Donnie, that's
There
the
is no
great thing.
explanation.
It's all up to you.
There is no explanation
That's
about
the
it.
great part.
And this is it.
I
It's
know.
like, well, why did I waste my time bloody watching it then? I was saying, like,
World Sue's Bird Box.
for 5 years, she never named her children. She called them boy and girl. And I was like, that's not weird at all.
Yeah, why didn't you name them? It's just
Oh,
super
she did
weird.
right at the end, wasn't it? She named it for the dead
Yeah.
mum and the dead.
I'm gonna lie, I
black guy.
kind of skipped through that shit.
You didn't even watch the whole thing?
Dude, it was getting boring.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything. You didn't actually miss.
I don't
anything,
even
believe
know
me.
what happened to MGK, Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh, he was actually in it? I thought
Who the
that was
hell's
just a
that?
meme.
No, he's in it. Machine
Who
Gun
was
Kelly
that?
is a rapper.
Was that the
He's a rap
blonde,
devil.
the blonde guy with all the tattoos?
Yeah,
They
yeah,
booked
yeah,
it,
yeah.
mate, because he was with that policewoman, and they just booked it for no reason. And they said that's the last you see of them.
Mm.
They just got in the car. They just got in the car and left, and that was it.
Wow.
And it was like, well, where are they going? What's their story then? Why did they leave? You know, what
Bird
I mean?
Box.
It's like, my God.
1.2.
I give that
2.0 or
thumbs down
something.
on Netflix. I give that thumbs down.
Holy
I was
shit.
like,
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was
That's
terrible.
harsh. That's harsh criticism.
It was pretty bad. Though,
Yes, I
Paul.
don't usually do.
Have
that.
you watched it, Paul?
Usually I'll
Have you
just
watched
ignore.
it?
No, I was
What do you think about it, Paul?
I think the show portrayed itself in a very light-hearted manner because the way
You watched it?
No, I didn't fucking watch it. I didn't know it was
Yeah,
a movie
exactly.
until today.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So
welcome
don't
Emperor
bother.
Penguin, our local bullshitter.
But
Yeah.
I was saying, I did watch a good one yesterday, and it was the Black Mirror one. That was good.
The interactive. What part of it was interactive? I explained.
The
to
whole
me.
lot.
I mean, you could just like no, explain to me. Go through the steps with me.
Okay,
And
the very first choice, was what cereal he had.
what?
What?
Yep.
You had to pay attention.
You,
like
you,
say,
choo- you
they asked
chose you chose what
Oh.
cereal he had in the morning.
Is this like on Netflix or something?
Breakfast cereal. Yeah, it's only on Netflix.
What the
Did you say
hell?
Netflix cereal? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that's what you said.
No,
Netflix
cereal as in
cereal.
breakfast cereal.
Oh, breakfast cereal. Oh, I got you.
Yeah, you choose what cereal he has.
Like Captain
So
Crunch
you've got a
or
choice
Frosted
between.
Flakes?
Is that
Frosties,
is that
we
what
call it?
is that the new thing? Is that the new thing? It's like fanny packs are coming back. It's a fad. The new fad is to have the ultimate control and choice over something.
No, you
somebody.
you don't obviously don't understand the premise of the movie. Back in the 80s, especially in Britain, there was a thing called Choose Your Own Adventure, and it was books. And
Oh, I've heard of those.
you got a story, and it says if you want to go left, go to page 84. If
Yeah,
you want to
yeah,
go
yeah.
right, go to page 100. And that was it. And that was the premise of the whole thing. He found the book from his dead mum, and it was Choose Your Own Adventure. And so you're kind of like choosing the guy's adventure, basically.
That's cool. I remember. I remember those in
There was
elementary
a
school.
mental bit. I'm not going to spoil. Well, there's nothing to spoil because, like I say, you choose it, so you might not choose the same options
Oh,
as
so
me.
there's multiple
So
endings.
I can't really spoil it. I think so.
That's cool.
It looks
Well,
like
Trudy
it.
Tryhard, I can't believe you didn't go back and do both of them.
Yeah, I thought you didn't get all of them done.
Yeah, you want to see both
No,
endings.
because I joined the party. I joined the party straight when
Oh.
I finished it.
Oh, this party that we're in now?
No, earlier
No,
this morning.
last night.
Or well,
Earlier for us, I
It
guess.
was this afternoon.
Yeah, and there's a bit in it, and he's obviously aware that somebody's controlling him, like because he's doing stuff and he's like trying to fight it. And
Okay, so
he's
oh, go ahead.
he's like, who's doing this? Who's controlling me? And then you've got an option between like this hieroglyph, which you've got to watch the story to understand what the hieroglyph's about. But I didn't choose
What
that
it
because I
means.
thought, no, I know what the explanation behind that. And then the next option was Netflix. So you chose Netflix, and it's like, I am watching you on Netflix. I am controlling you.
Break the fourth wall and shit.
Yeah, and
Oh,
he's
wow.
like, what's next? Because this is based in 1984.
What
It's
the
like
fuck
set
is
in
a
1984.
Netflix?
It's not even
And
been-
he's going, what's Netflix? And then he goes,
He just
it's an entertainment, it's a streaming entertainment platform in the early 21st century. And he's like, what? And then his dad comes in and he's going, what's the matter, son? And he goes, I think I'm being controlled by somebody in the future. It's like, what?
That's quantum. Isn't that quantum?
Quantum physics or something? I don't know.
Quantum theory or something.
Well, again, it delves into that. It delves into kind of
Yeah.
like different
Dimensions.
realities.
Realities, yeah.
That's
And
cool.
it had one of the
Crazy.
best. It had one of the best representations of somebody on LSD.
Really?
Because one of the characters offers him LSD, and you've got the option whether to take it or yes or no. And I was
Oh,
like,
and do you know
God damn
Darren was
right.
going to?
Yeah, I was like, give me that. and then he was kind of like he was tripping balls, man. And I was like looking at it, going, "That's quite good, actually. That's
a
one
lot
of the
of
best
balls
representations."
tripping over.
But and that's what I was saying. One of the premises is he's turning in this book that he found, this Choose Your Own Adventure, into a computer game, and the computer
That's where you
that
talked
he's
about that
using-
computer.
Yeah,
Okay.
the computer he's using was the computer that I first started getting into gaming.
Oh,
With rubber
is this in
keys.
the
Watching
show?
it. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I acted like I knew what he was talking about. I don't think I even acted then like I knew what he was talking about.
Well, if you Google it now, you'll see what it looks like. It's called the ZX Spectrum,
That
and you'll
sounds
know
ancient.
what I'm on about. It is. It was one of the first
It is,
home
just like
computers. It was one of the first home computers. You had cassettes, and
wow.
that's what the actual games were on. And you plugged it into like a cassette player, and then plugged it into the computer, and it made what nowadays you would think a fax machine sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounded like that. Yeah, it sounded like, and that was the whole loading. And sometimes, if it was
Oh,
a
that's
simple
what our
game,
56K modems were all dial up.
well, that's where this came from. That's basically the sound of the program.
Oh.
So that's why they sound like that. It's the actual program running. And so if it was a simple program, it'd take a couple of minutes to load, and you'd have to sit through like this high-pitched whining. But if it was in a long game, then you'd have to sit through about half an hour of this loading up. But yeah, Google it.
Back in the day
and
when
you'll
you
see
were
it.
waiting so long. No,
Oh my
even
god!
if it's
If
not
they had
digital.
something like Red Dead Redemption on the ZX Spectrum, it would have taken about a year to load, man.
Oh my god, and then
Yeah,
how
just your
big
first game.
and how big Red Dead 2 is already?
Yeah,
Fuck.
you would have been sat there for a year, like waiting for this to load. It wasn't like a powerful machine. I would say modern day watches have more capacity than that nowadays. But yeah, I don't usually give thumbs downs on movies on Netflix unless I really hate them. The last one before that was The Last Jedi.
Oh fuck.
I didn't even watch it. I just flicked on it and just put a thumbs down instantly and then got off it. I didn't even watch it.
Yes, Darren, tell us what you think about Disney and how
Disney and
how
Star
they've
Wars and the
steered-
direction that
I haven't
they're-
got a problem with Disney.
Lucasfilms
I haven't got a problem with Disney.
Okay, how they've hired a young president who doesn't know what she's doing.
She's not young.
Oh, well, okay.
Older than
A
me,
lady who doesn't know what she's doing and she's trying to do what? Make agendas?
Yeah, like social justice, like
Oh, being all like politically
virtual
correct.
signal. Yeah.
PC.
No, I
'Cause
remember
toughness-
sat in the cinema
Toughness isn't a
actually
thing
watching
anymore.
The Last Jedi, and the start bit where Hux and what's his name, that pilot, I can't remember his name.
Oh my God, it's been
the
so long
characters
since
are
I
so
saw it.
unforgettable.
Poe Dameron?
Poe Dameron.
Oh,
yeah, it was
fuck,
him
I was
and
thinking
Hux
about-
talking, and he started doing your mama jokes to Hux, and this is it. I was, Star Wars is obviously a kids movie, so in the cinema there was like kids sat around me, and I actually said out loud, I was like, "What the fuck is this
What
crap?"
the shit?
Kind of like how
And
I'm sorry.
I can like realize that I'd said it out loud and looked around, and the father was just like glaring at me.
Kind of like how in episode
And
7
from
where
that
Poe
instant-
Dameron was like trying to be a fucking comedian to Kylo Ren at the very beginning.
I didn't mind that. I didn't mind The Force Awakens.
He gave it a pass,
Um,
is what he said.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
But there was a lot of it, especially at the start. I was thinking, wow, this is a bit New Hope-ish.
Yeah, I was getting those vibes too when I first saw it.
I was like, yeah, it's not kind of like similar. It's exactly the same.
Yeah, just
And I
a
get why
different
they
shade.
did that. I get why they did that, for new audience, like kids. But it's like, well, there is, from what I could gather, they were saying, well, because we're introducing Star Wars to this new generation. And I was like, you are aware of Blu-rays. You are
Yeah.
aware that like the Star Wars movies have been on TV since I was a kid. I don't think that this new generation haven't seen Star Wars, mate.
And if they haven't, why are they seeing this? I mean, they're probably, I don't know, probably some of them are just seeing it because it's a movie. Some of them are probably like, oh,
But the one good thing that has come out of this, the new Disney Star Wars movies,
yeah,
is People are now starting to realize how good the prequels were.
That's fucking hilarious. Because, like, I was, like, the one of the 2% of the world that actually enjoyed the prequels.
Hey, I'm
like
one
I
of
say,
that 2%.
Episode 3 is my favorite out of all the Star Wars movies.
Because, like, growing up,
By far.
those episodes 1, 2, and 3 were the ones that I mostly saw because they were the ones coming out in the theaters when I was a little one. But I also had 4, 5, and 6 on old DVD, not Blu-ray, old DVD that I used to watch. And my dad had a VHS tape going way back. VHS tape with episode 5 and 6 in the same things. And I remember watching that. It was fucking cool. But I liked the prequels. I thought those were cool. I saw them in theaters.
Yeah, I liked them, and
I loved them.
the main criticism I
Loved
heard
them.
was like, you know, Jar Jar and
Yeah, all this
and
shit
all
that they're trying
and
to new
and
shit.
it's like, well, no, my point was, these people that are watching it, are adults.
Yeah.
And so can, like, you know,
It's a children's movie.
The first time that they watched Star Wars was when they were kids, and now they're adults watching the prequels, and they're going, well, this is lame, and it's like, this isn't designed for you.
Yeah, it's targeted towards a younger-ish audience.
What I managed to do is, when I watched the prequels all in the cinema, I kind of like imagined myself as a child watching it, and thought, how cool would this be if I was kind of like the same age that I was when I watched the original trilogy?
Yeah.
And that's how I saw it. And so I didn't kind of like over-analyze things, going, oh, Jar Jar was like a stupid character. It's like, he was supposed to be.
Yeah, they made him that way since it's a kids, like, targeted towards kids and shit like that.
Because you talk to most kids that watched it, and they didn't mind Jar Jar.
They don't even
all.
fucking care about Jar Jar. They're too busy looking at fucking Qui-Gon and shit, and the droids and.
So it's like, you can't go in with an adult head.
Fucking Liam
and then
Neeson,
kinda, like,
son.
criticize it and go, oh, this is like stupid and that.
Oh,
If you go
the
back and watch the original trilogy, there's a lot of stuff in the original trilogy.
Do you think
that
it's
is just lame.
coincidental that they made Liam Neeson the most badass fucking Jedi in the entire universe? No.
Well, he's not. Well, that's
Well,
just
I
not
mean,
true.
he is though.
You
in my
don't-
eyes,
you don't-
he's
No, he's not.
dreamy. He's Liam Neeson.
Obi-Wan's Obi-Wan's the best one, mate. By far.
Yeah, but who taught him?
Oh,
Qui-Gon could have got his time in.
Me.
you taught
been
Obi-Wan.
I taught Obi-Wan
What'd you teach him?
the ways of the Force.
That Tusken Raiders
I hope it's
travel
better than
single
Luke,
file.
then you
Yeah,
taught yourself
I taught him how to
tell
shave. I taught
time.
him how to kind of like wipe his butt.
How to scream at fucking Tusken Raiders when they're about to beat up a young 19-year-old.
Yeah, that was the original sound. They he changed that, didn't he, for the special editions?
Yeah, there's like
They
a
changed
lot
the
of
sound.
shit that they changed. Like there's the special editions, and then there was the Blu-ray, and then there was like another thing in Blu-ray that came out or something.
All right, boys, let's move on to another subject here. Star Wars is over with.
Star
Leave
Wars
that
is
horse
never
to
over.
Die.
Star Wars will always be.
Well, in
fucking
Darren's
awesome.
eyes, it's over with for right now. What's the new? What's
What
the
do you
next
mean in
movie
my
in line?
eyes? I'm
Episode
not
9.
the only person that
He
feels
wouldn't
like
even-
this, mate.
Yeah, there's a lot
I
of
know.
people that
Just saying, out of
There's
the
a hell of
tripod.
a lot of people.
out of us three. You
Out of
mean?
the tripod, I'm not one of them. I could care less. I like the visuals. The storylines are shit most of the time, anyways. For most movies these days, not Star Wars movies specifically, but most movies these days are lazy story writing. And you'll get those old schoolers that, you know, teach the new writers how to write, but you don't get very many of them anymore. You don't have very many older writers still giving a proper script out.
No, because they're scared.
Or
They're
you'll get
scared
some young
because-
writer who they pushed in there or whatever, and they just want to make money. The production company wants to make money,
that's
so
not
that young
what's
writer
happening.
won't.
That's not what's happening. Nowadays, people that are coming up with original ideas, because of the age of the internet, as soon as they come up with original ideas, people are slating it and are not going to watch it. And so the big studio executives are going, well, we're not going to take a gamble on original ideas. What we'll do is just rehash old stories.
Yeah, I
I'm
can
telling
kind
you,
of see
those,
that.
those companies, man. That's why we need to make our own production company with not those
The nerd
greedy
production.
intentions. Just
Yeah,
make
but it's a
quality
business.
movies.
Yeah, but
Quality.
again, this
At
is
the
how
end
a
of the
lot
day,
people don't
they
see it. It's a
need money though.
business.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's a business.
at the end of the day.
Did the theater start as a business back in the day? No, it
Fuck
started
yeah.
as
I'm just
fucking
kidding.
something to entertain people, to entertain royalty. You know what I mean?
And you can say that about the internet. The internet started as that.
Musicians too. Yeah, the internet. Yeah,
become now.
the internet started as a military operation. Somehow it's weaseled its way into this fucking
Well, it was military
ate-up world.
And, colleges and hospitals. To be able to communicate between each other. But I remember using a very early version of the internet when I was in the military.
I remember Windows 7.
I remember I was in Germany and I was talking to my mate in England on the computer.
When you thought that was the craziest shit ever.
This is wild.
This is insane. My brain can't handle this.
It's like, I was
Computer out
typing
the window.
stuff and he
That's
was
why you
replying.
told us
I
to
was
throw
like,
that
what
shit
is
out the
going
window?
on here?
Because that's what you did the first time. I can't take technology. Throw it out the window. Fucking demon.
No, I like
the demon box.
technology. I was into technology from a very early age. Like I say, I was writing my own programs on that ZX Spectrum. I was writing my own programs, my own games.
Well,
Did it involve sharks?
you were computer
and
savvy like
hunting-
that, dog.
And hunting people and eating fishies and shit?
No, they weren't that. It wasn't that exact. It wasn't that advanced. If you look at the early games, this is it, and
They
these
were
people were like
pixelated.
obsessed. Yeah, basically. Yeah, like and now all these like youngsters that are obsessed by all these retro games, and it's like, oh, the retro games are the coolest. It's like, no, they're not. They were lame back then, and they're lame now.
They were only cool back then because they were new.
A lot of them weren't even cool, mate. It's because there was nothing else.
Was it
So
like
you
because
didn't
they're
have
pretty
any
basic?
option. It's either you either play lame games or you don't play at all.
I
Or very basic.
Oh, he's coughing up a lung.
Oh, they were very basic.
Yeah, I figured because
Like
I don't
said,
know
the
shit about
computer
programming. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very basic. This is it. Even as a young child, I can do it. But nowadays, there's no chance I can even like comprehend most of the stuff, like the coding and stuff like that. I can comprehend
You do more
that.
on a
That's
Raspberry
like,
Pi now.
whoosh. What?
He said something about Raspberry Pi.
What?
You know those build your own little computers for kids? Call them Raspberry Pi.
I don't know what that is.
Really?
No, neither do I.
Wow.
Oh, Beth actually asked me because we were talking about the new Mary Poppins movie.
Oh yeah, the
And
Mary
Beth
Poppins Returns.
Actually, yeah. And Beth actually said to me, she said, why are they not coming up with original ideas anymore?
Because they
And-
need
and
the
this is how I explained to her that when people do come up with original ideas, it usually gets like slated on Rotten Tomatoes and that.
Mm-hmm.
And people like reviewing it. That's why I've stopped watching reviews. on
Yeah, I stopped
YouTube
giving
and
a
that.
shit about reviews a while ago because for me it's like if I
I
want to see a
missed out
movie,
on
I'm
a
gonna
movie. I missed out watching a movie because of the reviews
Really?
on the internet. Yeah, and it was the
what one?
last Transformer movie, the last.
Oh,
the last night.
yeah, the fifth one.
Like I watched the reviews and everyone was saying, "Oh, this is like the worst Transformers movie ever," and
As they do.
you know, terrible movie and that. And I watched it and I was like, I like that. And so it was the first Transformers movie that I didn't watch in the cinema because of the reviews. And I was like, that's it, I've had enough of this crap now. I'm not watching anybody's
Yes.
reviews anymore.
Screw what anybody else says. I'm gonna do what I want.
And this was people that I'd been watching for years, and so kind of like I was like, well, I know what movies they like. They roughly like the same movies as me, so I kind of like trusted them
Yeah.
in a way. And then, like I say, I watched it and was like, I quite like this. I quite like this as a Transformers movie. And so, yeah, that made me a bit angry. I was like, God
Yeah, that
damn
shit
it, I've
sucks.
missed out on a movie because I was listening to other people. Well, this is it. The reviews are just crap because it's one person's opinion.
Yeah, that's how I see it. It's like I stopped. It sounds fucking bad when I say it, but like I stopped giving a shit what people think about stuff that I like. Because if I like something, I'm gonna like it. If I don't, then I don't. People are gonna feel however they want, and that's fine. You know, that's what makes the world go round. But like,
That's what opinions are for.
yeah, and everyone has their right to whatever.
9 billion
But,
of them.
but if I'm interested in something, then I'm gonna put in effort and stuff. And if I'm not into or whatever, then I'm just gonna leave it alone, you know. And like that's kind of like with movies and TV shows. If I'm not interested, I'm not really gonna bother. I'm gonna probably just go over here and do something else. But if people are like, oh, this is fucking cool, then I'll be like, oh, okay. I'll still be over here and doing my thing. Good for you.
Yeah, but it's like that Bird Box. You know, if you listen to some people, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
That's what I
And then
said. It's like half and
no, it ain't.
half. I don't think you were here, Donnie, but
I think
was
it's
telling
more
Darren.
half and half. This is it. I think
Yeah.
it's more than half and half. I think most people that can like get what movies are will hate this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I say, it's just lazy, and I can't be the only person that thinks that.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people say it's bad, and then a bunch of other people saying it's good, and it's like, okay. I haven't seen
Which
it,
one
so
is
I'm
it?
just like whatever.
It's not good. It's boring. If I have to skip through it, it's not good.
Yeah, I was like,
No,
shit.
that's how I judge a
I've
movie.
watched.
That's how
I've
I judge
watched
a movie.
Infinity War probably 10 times. No joke. And it might even be more than that.
Noob.
Noob.
I've probably watched that more in one day, mate.
It is good.
that is an awesome movie.
So
Definitely.
I
have been
guess
busy.
kind of a transition into other topics and shit. So I don't know if there really is much to talk about with Avengers, because
What?
That
Are
new
you crazy, Paul?
because that new trailer for Avengers came out with the new name for it, and it's called Avengers End Game. And I thought that was a joke. I didn't really believe that was the actual name.
I didn't either because that's the trolling power of the fucking Russo brothers. Dude.
Yeah, and
They
I'm
said
like-
Endgame. That's as close as it's ever come. Somebody's come to guessing the.
And I'm like,
And they
I
didn't
don't-
say that's exactly what it is. That's a troll.
Well, that was a quote from Doctor Strange at the end of Infinity War. He said, "We're
Yeah,
in the end game
yeah.
now."
Yeah, that came up multiple times.
Yeah,
It's also a play on
when
Sherlock
they came out with that
Holmes
title,
because
I
they
was
were
like,
both
that
Sherlock
makes
Holmes.
sense.
yeah, when you because
No, I don't. No, they didn't. They didn't play in Sherlock Holmes at all. They
Yeah,
didn't play
well,
upon
that's
that
what he
fact.
said they
They
didn't.
missed a trick. They missed a trick on that because a lot of people were saying when they were Tony Stark and Doctor Strange were face to face on that spaceship, and he said, "Do you concur?" People were going, "Oh, that's a Sherlock Holmes reference," and it's like, no, it's not. That's a doctor reference because he's talking to a doctor. Like at no point did Sherlock Holmes go up to somebody and go, "Do you concur?" Sherlock Holmes didn't give a crap what other people thought because he thought he
Yeah.
knew that he was better than the rest of them. So he
Logical.
didn't go around asking people's opinions. It's like what?
Because like it's been a good minute since I saw Infinity War, so knowing that when Doctor Strange said we're in the end game, that kind of makes more sense with the context and shit. Because at first I was like, what the fuck? Is this really?
So as soon as the title came up, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes complete sense.
And like I was reading.
see-
Oh what?
Go ahead. I mean,
Oh no, I was gonna
go ahead.
I was gonna say like I was reading up a little bit, and people are saying that like since Iron Man 1 it started this whole MCU journey, and it's all led up to End Game, and it's like saying that part of the journey is getting from the beginning to the end, and that's something that had something to do with End Game being part of the title.
yeah, because he's gonna retire. He's supposed to get married to Pepper, according
like-
to
like-
some people's theories and
Like, I
whatever.
heard that-
but it's
that-
because
I heard that fucking Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans' contract is done after what is it, Endgame or something like that.
Yeah,
yeah, they are.
yeah, it is. Most of
Yeah.
the big
Chris
ones
Evans
are
tweeted
getting
that he
contracts
was-
up.
Yeah, like
He was talking about the.
Big Four.
If you haven't seen the video footage of him at a con convention, he was talking about because he said in a tweet that he was real choked up on his last day of shooting for the movie because it was his last day as the character. It's real hard to leave a character after I don't think it
Especially
was like
something that
7
big.
years.
That like made that put a staple on fucking movies for him.
Yeah, he's one of the richest movie stars ever now because of that.
Yeah.
He's like the top earning actors and actresses for quite a while now because of that.
Yeah, he's a good actor too.
Oh yeah, he's
Done a
like,
lot of other good movies.
you know,
too.
some people were born to play certain parts,
Yep.
and it's
Yeah,
like
it's
he was
crazy.
born to play that.
It's crazy how that
Hugh
happens.
Jackman was Wolverine.
Well, there
Who-
was a lot of kind of like backlash against that.
Really? When he
I don't
first
know if
became
you remember.
Wolverine?
Yeah, because it's like Hugh Jackman's over like he's like 6 foot. Or
Yeah,
over
he's a
6
big
foot.
guy.
Wolverine in the comics,
He's
nowhere
fucking
near, he's like
shit.
5'4" or something.
Yeah, he's shorty.
So there's a lot of people going, yeah, Hugh Jackman's good, but that's not Wolverine.
Yeah, I remember hearing
But
something
I get
about that.
I get why they did it. You know what I mean? I get why they did it, and so I wasn't kind of like butthurt about that at all.
Yeah,
It's like, dude, it's an actor at the end of the day.
yeah,
It's not real. You know,
it
it's
is
a comic book movie.
Yes,
Let's
It's
not
real.
let's not get carried away.
It's
No,
real.
it's not.
It's
What, the X-Men's real?
It's real life. Don't say that ever.
No,
again.
it's not. It's not a documentary.
What? What?
It's not a documentary.
It's real. It's not real.
Yeah, your world vision has just been shattered now, isn't it?
Fuck. Oh my god.
Yeah, superheroes aren't real. Although,
What?
that's what I was going to say. I just shattered Donnie's world vision as well.
Donnie's what now?
I've just shattered your world vision as well.
Everything I ever thought I knew was a lie.
Okay,
What the
here's a question then.
All right,
What's
shoot.
your best superhero movie ever?
All of them. No, that's
No.
dumb. That's a dumb answer. Like my favorite
that's-
or what?
The best one, your favorite, whatever.
Oh
The
well.
one that you think is the best, which would
Well,
go into what your favorite is.
for the longest time, the first Avenger, Captain America, First Avenger, was my favorite. But seeing all this
Winter
other,
Soldier.
all this other ones came out, and I was like, that's cool, that's cool. And then Infinity War came out, and that was fucking awesome. That was really cool for me to see. I don't like saying
Well,
that's my favorite because everyone says that, and I think that's dumb. But that one was really fucking cool.
no. Like I say, you're entitled to your opinion. If that's your favorite, that's your favorite.
I think it's the shock and awe that was my favorite part of that movie, but it wasn't my favorite movie so far.
Well, I don't know,
I ain't gonna lie.
because the shock and awe was, I agree, that was a big part of why I'm saying, oh, it's my favorite. Because, like, seeing all these cool characters that I've been watching for the past 10 years and shit, and seeing them all clash together in the same movie, like there's like 20 different actors in the same movie doing shit. It was fucking really cool. Like, everything is leading up. All the MCU shit is leading up to this. But when I was a younger lad and I saw Captain America: First Avenger, I was like, oh shit,
Well,
this
no,
is fucking cool.
okay. Well, I'll put it another way. If I had a gun to your head and said, right, you've got to watch one superhero movie before I can like pull the trigger, what movie would it be?
Fuck.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'd just sit there because I
First
don't
one.
know.
What?
If you had a gun to my head, asked me what Marvel movie.
I didn't say Marvel. I didn't
Oh.
say Marvel. I said superhero.
Superhero movie.
Oh, that's right, my bad. Superhero movie. I would say. Fuck, dude, I don't know. I have to think. Can I have a second to think?
Yours would be Guardians of the Galaxy, Johnny.
Yeah, that only because I relate. This kid's, I guess I
Well, you
kind of relate
relate
to
to a kid being
superheroes.
kidnapped by aliens when he was a child.
At
No,
9
about his
years
mother
old?
dying when he was young.
Oh yeah, that's.
Unless you count my
Yeah,
sister as an
this
alien.
is it.
Heyo!
You know why she died, though?
Yeah, because our ego put
Eon.
cancer in her
Yeah.
brain.
Yeah, tumor in her brain. Okay, and do you want to know what my favourite superhero movie is?
Aquaman.
Run it.
Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh my
you're an
god.
ass.
Really?
I'm
You
serious.
wanna go that?
I'm serious. You want to watch a
Yeah.
superhero movie, you watch that because it is true.
I don't think I've seen it.
And what that guy did is
Wait, isn't
what
it that
you would class
army?
as a superhero.
That World War something movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh heck, yes. Oh.
And it actually
Andrew Garfield.
happened. Yeah, it actually happened. And if you want to see a superhero movie, you watch that. Because that guy was a superhero. What he did. And this is
I
it.
know
That's
what
not
you're
the,
talking
out of
about.
the imagination of somebody. That actually happened.
That's fucking crazy.
So that, in my opinion, is the best superhero movie. Because it is actually true. There's not a lot of people in the world who could and would do that. What, you've never seen it?
I
I only skimmed through it. It was boring.
No, it wasn't.
haven't seen it though. To answer your
What, you
question.
think,
my opinion.
what do you think, how is it boring?
Because it wasn't really
In what
what
way
I
is it
thought.
boring?
Because it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
What do you think it was going to be?
I thought it was going to be like We Are Soldiers or like any Mel Gibson kind of movie.
It was exactly that.
What?
It was exactly that.
Wasn't?
Yeah, it was. It was well, he
Like
directed
Black
it.
Hawk Down. I don't know. It was a war movie, but it wasn't my kind of war movie. I don't know. You know, I have my mind made up when I see something that if I don't like it, I just won't watch. I'm not gonna badmouth it, you know, out in public. Oh, don't watch this movie. It sucks. I just
No,
had
I
no
get
interest
you.
in it. I mean, I skimmed through it. And I got the gist of the movie, and
Yeah.
it looked good. I'm sure if I sat down
Well,
and
and what was the gist of the movie then?
that he didn't want to, that he said he didn't want to go into battle with a gun, and he wouldn't kill anybody. He was a medic. He was there to help people, not hurt people. Right? Am I
Yeah.
correct?
But that wasn't the kind of like the premise of the movie. That was kind of like a subplot. The main premise of the movie is what he did on the battlefield.
What did he do on the battlefield?
He rescued a bunch of guys, I think, right?
A bunch.
Shit ton.
He
Hundreds,
went
right?
like 14 hours. He went 14 hours, maybe more, and
Crazy.
they just survived a massive attack by the Japanese, and so a lot of there was hundreds of people dead or dying. He saved one guy, and then he heard somebody in the distance saying, "Help me," and so he said, and because he was like exhausted at that point, and he turned around and he says, "What do you want me to do, God? What do you want me to do?" And then he said, "Right, I'll go back for one more. I'll go back for one more." So he went back. He got the guy, lowered him down a cliff single-handedly.
Damn.
Then he lowered the guy, and he was like, one more. And he went back, and he did this all night. And he was lowering all these people down a cliff single-handedly.
Holy shit.
And he was just going back and forward, rescuing people. He was even rescuing Japanese. He didn't care at that point who they were. They were just kind of like humans that needed helping.
Yeah.
And like I said, that is the definition of a superhero.
That's crazy.
I concur. Do you concur?
No!
I totally can. That's what I said about it.
That's fucking crazy. I'll have to watch it now.
You've got to watch it. This is it. You have to watch it, and then this is it. And if you don't get emotional during that part, you're not human, man. Because this actually happened. And then at
That's
the
the
end,
craziest
it
part.
actually showed the guy. It showed the guy saying about it, and what he was saying, how he was referring back to it, was what the movie portrayed. So it wasn't kind of like Hollywood bullshit, like over-exaggerating things. What he was saying actually happened.
Wow. That's pretty
Desmond
pretty
Dawes, his name
incredible.
was. Yeah, it is. The first time I watched it, I was like, I was expecting, you
intense.
know, your normal kind of like war movie.
Yeah.
But then, what happened on the ridge? I was like, this guy, you know what I mean? It's like, it's the old cliche. It's like, you know, you couldn't make this up.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody did make it up because it actually happened.
Yeah, the
And
fact that-
that to me just blew my mind. It was like that
Wait.
guy actually did this.
I thought all movies were stories of things that actually happened.
Not all of them.
What?
Oh, what? Yeah, I can quote you a film. It was called U571, I think it was.
That's a good movie. Sub movie.
No, it isn't. That is a terrible, terrible movie that bullshits about history.
Oh, I thought the movie was good. I didn't know it was like a historical.
Yeah,
I was just kidding about the being.
it was and not being disrespectful to Americans, but Americans do have a habit of doing this. Is whitewashing history to portray that they are the heroes of the story. And this is it. According to that movie, they were the ones that got the Enigma code breaker. They were the ones that helped win the war because they, you know, managed to get the Enigma machine. What they failed to realise is the British had done that a couple of years before, but they completely ignored that fact.
Wow.
That's typical Yanks.
So,
what a bunch of
Yeah,
douches.
according to that movie, it was the Americans that cracked the code and all that. It was like, no, Alan Turing did that way before you lot even got to there. Because it was true that they got the Enigma machine, but at that point, the Enigma machine was kind of like redundant because the British had already cracked the code.
What movie
I'm
was
not
this?
exactly sure. I think it was U571 it was called. John Bon Jovi was in it. There was quite a few
Yeah,
stars.
John Bon Jovi.
Yeah, he was in it. I remember him being in it. Like I said, there was a few big actors in it, and I'm not sure kind of like of the actual logistics of at the time, but it wasn't public knowledge that the British had kind of like cracked the code because obviously, you know, state secrets and all that. But this film was made decades after World War II, so that was public knowledge at that point.
Yeah, it's so many years after.
Yeah.
So many years after. Something like the Kennedy's files has just been a bunch of them have been released.
Yeah, and
And
they're
complete, like,
not
false
gonna say anything
advertising.
about school or whatever.
That annoyed a lot of people with that movie. You are a shit posse leader, by the way.
Duh.
That's-
You went into that.
You should have
You
seen
went
him.
into that.
You should have seen
posse
him.
knowing.
He was going off and starting stranger missions when we were halfway across the map. Me and Jamie, and we're like, okay.
Yeah, Donnie was doing that when
completed
Donnie was doing that when there's people running around in Saint Denis, and I'm like thinking, this isn't a good idea.
Give 'em no fucks.
This isn't a
We
good.
did it though, didn't we?
And Donnie's like, I
We
ain't
did it, though.
scared, and I'm like, all right, if you
We
ain't
got
scared,
it done. We were hard as fuck, dude.
we were hard, like morning wood.
Gee, son. Yeah. We were hard like life
That was
itself.
down to luck.
Motherfucker,
That
that's
was down
deep.
to luck more than anything. You just didn't come up across griefers, that's all.
I don't know what.
I noticed
how,
yesterday
No,
we came across a lot
right.
of people that weren't griefers, because I passed a lot of
do
people
believe
in Red Dead yesterday, and we weren't
there
even
was-
shooting each other.
Right after we griefed we did that one grief because he shot me and then he started that mission and then he shot me again for no reason. So we griefed him. We were all in a
Who?
posse together.
Oh,
Me, you, and
Oh, that was
remember.
remember
that
that?
was a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I
was a
remember
couple
that.
of
Yeah,
days
okay,
ago.
so listen.
I'm listening.
Since then, I've got nothing but lobbies filled with griefers. It's like they have a griefer lobby.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Where do you see this update happening?
But I'm not a
Aaron?
griefer. What update? Red Dead.
Yeah,
I'm hoping early.
early as you
Early
can possibly
January.
think, like tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right
Or not
now.
tomorrow, but
Tomorrow. Yeah,
huh?
yeah, I think they're going to be suffering from hangovers. But within next couple of weeks, I hope, because otherwise,
I hope the first 2
more
months.
and more people are just going to leave.
Yeah, except
Yeah,
Well,
it's,
if they turn around and say April, that's like April March time. That's 3 months, and there isn't enough content to keep me occupied for 3 months.
no, because there's
which is
we've
sad
pretty
because
much done
it wasn't
everything.
judged upon content back in the day. It was judged upon quality of the game. The quality of the game is there.
Yeah, it's
It's
fine.
just
It's
the bugs
just
needs a little fixing.
there's some things that keep like.
I haven't got a
straining.
problem with the bugs. I haven't got a
Well,
problem with the
the
bugs.
missions,
This is it.
the mission's not starting. That's kind of annoying sometimes. Sitting there waiting. I mean, that's sometimes
That's
the reason
just the
I'm on
lack-
till
lack
4
of
a.m. is
content.
because lack of content is the main issue. It's the main issue. Yeah.
There's
But
only so many
I'm-
times you can go into showdowns or do stranger missions or do hunting,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it's
but
like,
it's only been a
well,
month,
at the end
man.
of the
Give
day,
it time. Like I told you, they want to probably make it just like GT. They're cash cowing the shit out of. That's Rockstar for you. It's a profile. The profile is to milk the fuck out of everything. $1 billion company, multi-billion-dollar company, off just one game, just one.
And if that's the case, then
Product.
see, that doesn't make any sense. If that's the case, then they wouldn't deliberately keep content locked away and then drive people away. They'd want as much people playing it as possible all the time. But the
I think they think they
content
got the
that is
timing
coming
down.
out
Maybe.
is driving people away because there's nothing to do, and so that turns people off against the game. And it's like, well, I'm not going to bother with that. I'll just move on to the next game now.
Just weeds out. It just weeds out the fucking people who weren't gonna spend money to begin with,
Yeah, I wasn't going to spend money on it.
but you're gonna wait
I never
anyways.
Yeah, I never spent a penny on bloody GTA apart from the actual
I
game.
haven't either.
Yeah.
And I actually
I
waited
didn't
till
see
the
the
game was
point.
$30. I did on Red Dead though. I spent $49 at my one off. I got paid and I was just like, fuck it.
Like for gold.
How about
and
the
shit?
horse? Yeah, it's a
Oh.
one off, $4.99 for 25 bars. You only get to use it once. I tried to.
Oh.
I
Yeah, it does say
checked.
one-time offer. It does say one-time offer. But I've heard properties are coming. That's in the game code at the moment, and
Oh really?
they've listed a few. Yeah, they've listed a few properties at and this prices might not stay, but they were listed as like $1,000 each.
I can see it being that.
But again, it's like, yeah, that's great, but how is that adding content to it?
Yeah, like what is there that's gonna make the properties? How is that gonna help?
Yeah,
with the free
how is
roam
that going to
shit?
be any different from your camp?
Am I gonna store a carriage there? Am I gonna put weapons on the wall, or is there shit I can like? Is there cosmetics I can do with the house, or is like?
They need to do more missions, more side missions. The heists, I think, hopefully they'll do.
Yeah.
Hopefully they won't wait as long as they did with GTA. But They were limited.
Waiting in roads or strawberry.
Yeah,
Wait,
they
for
no,
Valentine.
they were
Which one
limited
did
on
that game?
GTA because GTA 5 was developed on last generation consoles, so they were so limited to what they can do.
And
This
then
Red
the
Dead
map was kind of naked, wasn't it? When it started, it was naked. Have
no,
to
not
do that,
really.
did it?
Yeah.
Well, not
Oh.
not that it does now, no. But no, there was still plenty to do. There was a lot more to do in GTA when it first came out than there was in Red Dead today.
Yeah, there wasn't. Was there even a fucking beta for GTA Online? I don't
No,
remember.
no,
Yeah. Okay.
no, there wasn't. Yeah, and hopefully they'll start adding kind of like vehicles, like carriages and stuff like that.
Yeah, for your posse and shit.
And another thing that people have been like screaming out for is like poker and blackjack.
Yeah, all the mini games that we used to fucking do in the old Red Dead.
Because that would kill a few hours a day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just kind of like us lot meeting up and having kind of like playing poker. Because I don't know if you remember, we did that in Red Dead.
Yeah,
It was me,
yeah.
you, and Zeke were playing poker. And
Yeah,
you didn't understand poker, and so I had to like teach
Y'all,
you.
y'all were teaching me poker on fucking Red Dead.
And I bet you still don't have a clue how to play it.
I still don't know unless Red Dead says press A to fold or check.
Like he's got a royal flush. Oh, I'll fold.
Wear my fucking tuxedo and go to the Blackwater poker table for high stakes.
Because I get why they didn't do it in GTA, because your cash in game was directly linked to shark cards.
Yeah.
So there's no way that they could get away with that, because then that is actual gambling with real money. It's two separate currencies. You've got the gold bar currency and your in-game money,
Yeah.
and the two don't affect each other. So it's not like you can buy hundreds of gold bars and then all of a sudden that transfers to your actual money.
Yeah.
So the actual in-game money can be used for gambling, and that wouldn't constitute actual gambling.
Isn't that what it was like in the single player?
What? No, they didn't have. Did they have gold bars? Yeah, they had gold bars, but you could sell them for cash. But this, no, it's two separate. In the online, it's two separate currencies. You got the premium currency, which you actually pay cash for,
I think it
and
would
you got the
be.
in-game.
I think it'd be pretty silly on Rockstar's part not to add like poker or blackjack in.
Well, I think
Red
that's
Dead.
why they did it. I think that's why they separated the currency. For that reason.
Because, like, that was one of the main things that helped make Red Dead stand out a little more. Because no one really gave a shit about playing poker or blackjack. And since we were running around in the fucking Wild West as cowboys and shit, tearing it up, it was kind of nice and it was fun.
Yeah,
and,
Liar's Dice.
Yeah,
I
Liar's
like that.
Dice.
I like that game. Yeah.
And
But
more.
this is it. Then there's more at stake, because you're actually using your in-game money.
Yeah.
So if you lose all your in-game money, you're not going to buy anything. You're not going to be able to buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why kind of like a lot of the stuff is locked. Like people are saying, oh, it's pay to win. It's pay to win. You can buy all these gold bars and get all the weapons. You can't.
Yeah, I really didn't agree with that when people were saying that. I didn't really understand and agree
Yeah,
with
because
that.
it was completely false. It was completely false. It was saying it's pay to win because you can buy all the weapons and
Yeah,
all
you
the
can buy
best
all this
stuff.
shit. I mean, yeah, you can
And it's
buy
like,
some
no,
stuff.
you can't.
You can buy a little, like, I don't know, not as much as people are claiming it. Because I could buy some shirts and clothes barely with gold.
Yeah, but that was my argument. Is like, how is that pay to win? If somebody's going to come up to you with a nice flashy coat and a golden gun, you're going to say, "Oh, okay, shoot me."
Yeah, like, oh,
You've got a lovely jacket on. You deserve to shoot me. Go on in.
you have a
Yeah,
gold
that-
bolt action. I'm
That's
at
not
your
pay to
win.
win.
That's so gonna matter in
And
the
all the
showdowns
weapons-
and shit.
All the weapons are level locked, so you've got to level up to unlock them.
Yeah, exactly.
No amount of gold will unlock it early.
And I feel like maybe people who are saying that kind of shit don't really
What I
understand.
saw it as a knee-jerk reaction. They saw it as you can buy currency with actual money, therefore it's pay to win. And it's like, no, you've actually got to look into it
Yeah, like
before
maybe
you
for other
realise that it's pay to
games,
win.
maybe for other games and situations, maybe that may be the case, but for Red Dead and shit, it's not really happening that way.
But I would say GTA 5 was more pay to win than Red Dead.
Yeah, I would
Because
agree.
although a lot of the stuff was still level locked in GTA,
Yeah.
you can. I can't remember because it's so long ago since
Yeah,
I played.
I haven't touched
GTA and was at that low level. I can't remember if you could. No, I'm pretty sure you couldn't buy it early, even if you had the money. You had to reach that level.
I don't know, maybe since I'm such a Red Dead nerd, I really don't understand why anybody would be playing GTA even today. I don't know. A lot of people love GTA 5, but since Red Dead 2 is out, I really don't see any reason to... I don't know. That's just what I think.
I get that, but this is it. A lot of people are going back to GTA because there's nothing to do in Red Dead.
Yeah, like we were saying earlier, we've pretty much done everything that the beta online beta has to offer.
It's driving people away. So they need to,
especially with the gun
their finger out
exploits
their
and
arse.
shit like that. It's really annoying to even do anything in showdowns and free roam.
Well, I hope they fix that. If they don't fix that, that's a big mistake.
Yeah, that's gonna be a giant hit. And Red Dead 2 has been like one of the most anticipated games of 2018, I guess that's the word. And like a lot of these games were really hyped, and then they came out, and then they were flopped. But Red Dead 2, I feel like, was pretty received very well. And a lot of people enjoyed it, and it was getting a lot of good reviews and shit. And Rockstar was doing really good when Red Dead 2 came out. And then Online came out, and it was like a curveball for them with all this bugs and exploits and shit. And now we're at the point where we are today. And
This is it. You think of how much time I've put into it. I've invested into it.
Yeah.
And even I'm starting to get bored of it. And I'm like, this isn't kind of like holding my interest anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, for a lot of people who don't really know, but like me and Shark here, we're like big Red Dead nerds. I don't know, I don't want to speak for Darren, but I love Red Dead a lot. The first game especially is close to my heart. I love it so much. And
yeah, it's to mine.
With Red Dead 2, it's very exciting because we get to play again with all of us here, and we get to make new memories and shit like that. And since stuff like this is happening...
The first Red Dead was the reason I got Xbox Live.
That's crazy.
It was the first online game I ever played. It was Red Dead.
And like Red Dead 1, I don't know, I don't mean to stroke Red Dead's penis or whatever, but like with Red Dead 1, that kind of like introduced me to westerns and cowboy shit and stuff, and it made me see like, oh, that stuff's pretty cool. Because before I didn't give a shit about it. When I think of like cowboys and shit, I think of Red Dead, and I think of all the cool fucking times we had, and with Red Dead 2 being such a fucking awesome game and stuff, it's like cowboys are cool.
Yeah, I just hope they don't drop the ball on it. I don't think they will, but
no,
it's coming to this point where they seem to be fumbling the ball, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I say, they're gonna have to bring out new content pretty soon.
Yeah, they'll have to,
because if they turn around and say March, April time, it's like, nah.
Yeah, like
no chance.
They'll have to either bring out something new to the beta, or actually have Red Dead Online official go up.
A lot of people said that the moment that the gold bar store came active, it ceased to become a beta.
Oh wow, yeah.
Which I totally agree with.
Yeah, I can see that.
As soon as you could buy in-game currency, not in-game currency, but as soon as you could buy currency with actual money, not really beta.
Yeah.
Alright, fellas, this wraps up my morning. I'm gonna go try to take a nap before work because it's fucking almost 5 o'clock my time. You have a lovely day, Darren. Just do it. Have a lovely day. Well, that's going to be the first episode of Nerd is the Word podcast. Thank you guys so much for coming out. We really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to leave a like down below. It's very good feedback for us. And if you agreed or disagreed with the topics that we discussed about today, be sure to leave a comment down below. Let's have a civil discussion about it. And be sure to hit that subscribe button to catch more episodes in the future. My name's Crimson Penguin. I'm joined here with the nerd himself and Shark Primex for your favorite YouTube show, Nerd is the Word podcast. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time. What if I wasn't recording this whole time? Are you still recording?
Are you serious?
How mad would you guys be if I wasn't recording this whole time?
I'm on the internet now booking my plane ticket.
To whip your ass.
No, I had it
sometime.
recording. I had it.
Yeah, he's fucking with you. He likes to do that.
That was a
Anything.
great first episode. Fuck yeah, this will be a great hit.